But seriously, guys, isn't like the World Cup one of the best like times of the year? Even though it happens, what is it like every 4 years or something? But it's just like such a good time. Good morning, guys. Just ignore the state of me. I have not even brushed my hair yet or anything. I've literally just got up, threw on my England top, and we're watching the game. It's just come out of half time, so they're now in the second half. Um, and sorry, I can't even think. Do you know when it's just early? Well, the game started 7 a.m. Sydney time for us. So actually not too early. The other games started 6 a.m. like throughout the week and stuff. So it's just trying to like time it between working and everything because I do late shifts. So I get into bed very, very late by the time I'm home and had some dinner and stuff. So yeah, I've been like waking up at 7 a.m. For 6 a.m. watching the game like on my phone and stuff. But I just love the World Cup. It's like one of the best times. So yeah, I still like to get up early and watch it. 7 a.m. today is not too early, but on a Sunday it is when you've been working all week. And I also feel like we're both getting a little bit ill, like I can hear it in my voice. Because the weather in Sydney has been cold and rainy the last few days, and then England are having like a heat wave. Um, but yeah, I actually love watching the football. I grew up with football. My dad and my brother always played when we were growing up. So every like Sunday, they would have a match. Saturday or Sunday, I can't remember. But every weekend, they had a match. They actually played football multiple times because they do football every Friday night as well for fun. And then they would actually play games over the weekend. And then me and my sister, when we were little, we would get our wellies on and just go and watch and like play in the park if there was a park there, play in the trees. So we were known as like the two little girls that would just like always show up like playing with our wellies on. So yeah, I've grown up around football, so I like to watch it anyway. And I'm calling it football because to us English, it is football. We don't call it soccer. I've had to start saying soccer in Australia because there's so many different footballs. But yeah, I grew up around it, so I love watching it, but especially for the World Cup. So yeah, like I said, ignore the state of me. Haven't even brushed my hair or anything yet. But anyway, time to go finish the game. I made us some coffees and yeah, I don't really know what I'm saying now. I am rambling, but I will speak to you guys in a bit and I hope you're all enjoying the World Cup as well. Okay, the balcony looks so grotty this time of year, but look at our weather. Oh, sorry about that. That's my boyfriend watching the Portugal Colombia game. Um, but this is our weather right now in Australia, guys. If you're watching in the UK, enjoy your heat wave because we're just having so much rain and cold weather.
The front steering knuckle and just hold it in place. Struts held on by 313s up on the top here.
Wow, what a great camera angle I have for you guys. I'm actually just sat in the car because my boyfriend has quickly ran into Bunnings. Um, I've just like, I feel like this is like always in my vlogs, but I've said it before. Girly cycles and times of the month are not fun, so sometimes you just don't really feel like being out and about too much. But yeah, I obviously have stayed in the car whilst he's quickly run in. He needs to do some work on his car, and there were some bits he needed, so he's just collecting that now. as you saw in one of the last clips, the weather is just so grey and like rainy and cold today, which is funny for to think of that kind of weather for Australia. Like when you're an English person, you just seem to think that, like my family just seem to think that it is just sunny all the time here, but in Sydney, it's definitely not. Um, but yeah, so that will kind of be today, just watching football. Um, I'm probably gonna chill with my boyfriend whilst he fixes up the car. Um, yeah, just a very chill, cozy Sunday because of the weather. And yeah, as I said, I'm feeling very sleepy. Also, I forgot to tell you guys that, well, you would have seen that I kept my England top on because I am wearing it all day because why not? I've just been putting it on for the game and I was like, do you know what? It's the bloody World Cup and England are doing well. So I kept it on for the day. I also lied and I did end up going up to Bunnings for a little bit. My boyfriend had to pick something up, so he came and put it back in the car and then I just went back up with him to have a little look around and grab what he needed. And then we headed to this new sandwich place. I got myself a vegetarian sandwich, which I'm yet to try, and then a oat cappuccino. And we're obviously in the garage, as you can see, and my boyfriend's just starting to fix the car. He's already had his sandwich. He had a meatball one, and he said it was very good. So I'm gonna have some of this and then see what my boyfriend's up to over there. This bit.
Yeah.
It's really going for it out there. Look at that rain. Okay, ignore what I look like right now. I'm looking rough in this vlog. I had to quickly change because we're doing work. Well, my boyfriend's doing work on his car and I've been holding some bits and stuff for him and it's so dirty. And I didn't want to ruin my England jersey because it's a new one and they're not cheap and it's so white. And you know, I want to keep it in good condition, so I had to quickly change. I just put the stuff on that I played hurling in yesterday, so I don't mind if it gets dirty. But yeah, I've run up to grab my boyfriend a beer and ooh, whoopsie. Okay. Oh dear. I was gonna say as well, I'm sorry because this quality is awful because I left my mic down in the garage and I left my tripod down there. So I'm sorry if the audio's going like loud and quiet. I'm trying to make myself use the mic for you guys, but yeah, as I said, I left it downstairs. But I'm gonna have a Guinness and I'm gonna be weird. I'm gonna have it out the can because I don't know, is that something? Do people really have it out the can? I feel like it's not the same as pouring it. Do you do that? I don't know, but I can't be bothered to bring, I don't really want to bring like a glass down to the garage. So I'm just gonna bring myself a can down. It's like such rainy, cold weather, but it's kind of cozy, you know, like when you're watching films and it's like, I don't know, it's always set in America, isn't it? And it's like rainy and they're doing like work in their garage, drinking a beer. That's the kind of vibe I've got today. But yeah, anyway, let's go back down, bring my boyfriend his beer and sit and watch him, because let's be honest, I don't have a clue what I'm doing. I'd love to learn, but it's tough, the mechanic life. So anyway, I don't know what I'm going on about again, because I'm always waffling about a load of rubbish. I'll see you back down there if I film more. I'll see you in a bit. Whoopsie.
So one washer.
Huh?
You're going to have to compress a little bit more.
It's hard work watching my boyfriend fix his car, so I think I deserve this.
Alright, here we have everything installed properly with all new.
I don't really know what is going on.
On.
Hello, my lovely people. Just ignore the mess. Like, I haven't brushed my hair yet. It's now about a week later. So I think the last clip you probably would have seen was us like in the garage from last weekend in the rain whilst my boyfriend was fixing up his car. And then I kind of just stopped it there because we were down there till quite late and then we just came up and had some food and chilled out. But yeah, it's now the next weekend. It's a Saturday. As you can see, the sun has actually decided to come out, so it's such a nice day. Yesterday was the same as well, so obviously it's still winter, so it's not like really, really hot. It's nowhere like what the UK was. I don't know if the UK is still having the really hot weather, but they had like, I think it was like over 30 degrees. Um, Heat. And back in England, like when I was back at home, I realized like the heat feels so much hotter. Like it would be like 21 degrees or something like that, which in Australia is, you're usually a bit chilly if it's 21 degrees, well in Sydney anyway. But back at home it would feel so hot. Anyway, yeah, so we do have some sunshine. It's like that winter sun that you get in Sydney. If you know, you know, it's like so nice. Like when I speak to some Aussies, they actually say they prefer winter to summer because it's like the sun's out, it's warm, but it's not like crazy hot like it can get, and which like just like I don't know, just makes you feel exhausted, you know, that kind of heat. So yeah, I've just been sat on the balcony, just getting a bit of sun. I woke up super late because I actually took this weekend off work because my boyfriend's brother is staying with us for the weekend and I didn't really know the plans. So I was like, I'm just gonna take Saturday off so that I can at least do stuff if we're gonna do something. And also gives me a break from work because it's been a crazy week. There's been so much bizarre stuff happening, which I'm not going to get into too much. But when I say bizarre, I mean like police happen to be called, ambulance, just some really frightening stuff happening. Like, and it wasn't just the one thing, there was a few, and we were like, what the hell is going on? Um, yeah, it was a bit exhausting to be honest. But yeah, I'm not going to get into that too much. But yeah, it's nice to have a break anyway. But yeah, I watched the Australia game this morning with my boyfriend. We just watched it in the apartment. And it was on at like 4 a.m. So my sleep was just so, but like, yeah, not good last night. I kind of like slept a bit, then got up for the game, and then fell asleep during the second half, and then woke up again to watch one of the next games, um, and then fell asleep again. So my sleep was a bit weird last night. So I kind of like gave myself a bit more of a lie in, and then just literally got up, threw on my bikini top, and just been sat in the sun because the sun always gives me like energy. Without sounding like a weirdo, it really does. I already feel better just for sitting in the sun. But anyway, I'm rambling now. I'm going to have some coffee on the balcony, and then I'm actually going to get ready because we are going for some drinks tonight because the rugby is on in Sydney, and we didn't get tickets because it was around like 400 for a ticket. And I've told you guys I'm really saving at the minute for my trip back home over Christmas and a few other stuff. So my boyfriend's brother did get tickets and some of the others. So we're going to go out with them and have some drinks. And then me and my boyfriend will just watch it out and then meet up with them after the game. So that's the plan today. I want to bring you guys with me because I don't really show you guys like nightlife and stuff in Sydney. But anyway, time to go sit on the balcony and then get ready. I'm going to pour myself a Guinness now and then jump in the shower. Guys, I actually do love Guinness. Like, it's not something I try and do to be cool, to feed into this trend, because it seems like drinking Guinness is a bit of a trend these days. I actually really like the taste. Anyway, I'm going to stop rambling and I'm going to go and get ready, and I'll speak to you guys in a bit. Okay, lovely people. I am ready. So I've just put on my grey Skims dress, and a little pink cardi and put some makeup on. I was reflecting whilst I was getting ready. I don't know if you guys are like this, but when I'm like getting ready, I'm just like one of those people that I imagine a lot of stuff. I make up scenarios in my head, and I just like my imagination is huge, and I'm always just like thinking about things and just trying to make things make sense in my head. Um, so anyway, this one is for the English living in Australia. And I was thinking how there are certain times that make me miss home more than others. And I mean, I'm always missing home, let's be honest, but there's certain things, certain like triggers or days or events that happen, and it makes me miss home even more. And right now, obviously, the World Cup is on, and England is doing well, okay? I don't care what anyone says. You're allowed to proudly support England, and they're doing good, okay? And I was someone that grew up around football because, and I'm calling it football, I'm not calling it soccer for you guys today. It's football, okay? I grew up knowing that that was football. Coming to Australia, I have to say soccer because there's so many different types of football. But to me, it's football. So I grew up surrounded by football. My dad and my brother were just like always playing football. So me and my sister, so we would basically, because they would play different for different teams and stuff, but especially on the weekend they would always have a match, and me and my sister would go. We were only small, we'd have our wellies on because obviously it's England, so normally it's the pitch is waterlogged or whatnot. And we'd have our wellies on and we'd be playing in the trees, playing in the park, and just like kind of watching, kind of not. And we would just love it. We were allowed to like pick a drink and a chocolate bar from the shop to keep us entertained, and then my dad and my brother would go play football, and me and my sister would play. And there's just such good, fond memories for me growing up. It was a huge part of growing up, and there was always football on the TV. So when the World Cup is on, it makes me think of home like massively, and like, I'm cheering on England. Like, what better place to be than in your home country with your family and friends? And I'm not, because obviously I chose. Okay, I chose. So this is no blame, or I'm not complaining. I'm just speaking, having a conversation without it having to be like I'm complaining. I'm just talking. But like I chose to live in Australia, so there's certain things that I have to miss out on back at home. And yeah, like I really would have loved to have gone home for the summer in the UK, but I can't because I'm going home for Christmas because I'm a bridesmaid for my best friend's wedding, and I just can't afford both trips. And you know how it is with visas and all of that kind of stuff, getting time off work, like it's just not realistic for me. So I couldn't go home for that. And it's just making me miss home even more because it's like I'm supporting England, and yeah, like there's so many English people living out here and going to the pubs and watching it and loving it and stuff, but it's not always the same as being with your family and friends back at home. So my point is there's certain times where you're gonna miss living at home even more because you feel like you're missing out on something. But I have to tell you, after nearly 8 years of living in Australia, I have to tell you that this will constantly happen. Whether you've been here for a week, whether you've been here for a year, 8 years, whatever, these times are always going to pop up. And you have to remember, like, the grass isn't always greener. Yeah, you might be at home watching the World Cup and loving life, but realistically, you watch a game and yeah, it's great, but then you're back to work the next day. Do you know what I mean? The matches are on at weird times anyway, so a lot of people are trying to figure it out around their work schedule. So I think you always think somewhere's going to be better, and you always think the grass is going to be greener, but realistically, it's not always the case. And we chose to live out here. And I think, as cliche as it sounds, it's just one of those things where you have to remember to stay present and just enjoy where you're at. Yes, okay, I'm not at home watching England play with my family and friends and in England, but I'm in Sydney. Like, I'm living in Sydney, which once upon a time was a dream to me. If you had said when I was back at home watching the World Cup, I was going to say 4 years ago, but I was out here 8 years ago. I remember that was just before I was coming out to Australia, and I was so excited to get out here. So yeah, if you told me then like you're going to be watching it in 8 years' time in Sydney, I'd be like, like you just have to look at the bigger picture and just really be present on where you're at and just enjoy where you're at. And that's all you can do, because if you don't do that, you're just going to be miserable all the time. And yeah, it's hard. It is hard. And you do miss your family and friends, especially at times that just really remind you of being at home. But there's so many other people going through the same thing out here. And guys, it's not all that bad, okay? Could be a lot worse. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about that and just, I don't know, ask you guys, is there certain occasions and times and events that make you miss home more than others? And like, how do you guys deal with it? Like, yeah. But anyway, I am drinking a Guinness because we are going out, because look, this is another thing, like it's the rugby tonight and Ireland and Australia are playing, and we get to be in Australia for that. So you got to look at the good side of things as well, because otherwise you will spiral. But yeah, that's just my thoughts. But anyway, cheers. And yeah, I hope you guys are doing good, and you're not the only one going through it. There's loads of us out here just trying to get by and make a life in another country. One of the pretty much the only thing that's been on in this apartment for the last how long? Couple weeks has been the World Cup. Guys, the training doesn't stop on the pitch. Look, I'm learning. This is hurling, by the way, guys. I'm learning so I can put this practice into place when I'm on that pitch.
Really?